Alright, here we go. We are just about 10 days away from the second half of version 6.1 landing, and that means the spotlight is about to flip over to Arlecchino and Zhongli. And just like always, I've seen your comments asking for a clean Phase 2 only Primogem count, so you know exactly what you can still save up before these banners are gone for good. That is exactly what we are breaking down here today. I'm going to walk you through every single predictable source of Primogems that belongs purely to the back half of this patch. We'll point out what's fixed in stone, what might shift a little bit depending on your progress, and I'll give you a simple way to track all of it so you do not miss a single primo before that changeover happens. But first of all, here are the winners of the 2 packs of 6,480 Primogems. Remember that this month's giveaway starts today, and I will announce the winners on December 1st.
Looking for the best way to recharge in Genshin Impact? Loot Bar is the smarter choice. It works exactly like the in-game top-up, but it's way more affordable. New users get 10% off with the link in the pinned comment. Loot Bar also has special deals on crystal packs, including the 6480 bundle, and even an all-in-one package with everything you need. See this? The regular $100 pack only costs $82 on Loot Bar. The process is simple and secure. You don't need your password or login. Just enter your UID, pick your server, choose your pack, and your crystals are delivered in seconds. Players around the world trust Loot Bar because it's fast, safe, and way more affordable. So don't waste your money. Click the link in the description or pinned comment and start saving on your top-ups today. Loot Bar, safe, fast, and a much better value.
Let's start with the easiest block, the daily commissions. These really do add up faster than most people expect. When you're doing 4 commissions a day across those 21 days, that builds up to 1,260 Primogems. That number is completely stable and it doesn't require anything special beyond just showing up and getting them done. Seriously, if you only have a few minutes on those really busy days, make the commissions the very first thing you tap. They are the absolute backbone of every single savings plan. Now, for the main story, I am counting a very small slice here, just roughly 300 Primogems, and I want to explain why I do this. Every single patch, I get comments from 2 completely different sides. Some players will clear the entire Archon quest in the first weekend, and they tell me I shouldn't include any story or exploration in a Phase 2 total. But then, others are students, or workers, or just have busy lives, and they end up splitting those long quests across both halves of the patch. This guide is trying to be fair to real life. Not everyone can just marathon an entire chapter in one single phase, and the game doesn't punish you for finishing things at your own pace. So I am counting a modest, realistic amount that I know many people will still have left to do in Phase 2. If you're one of those people who already finished everything, that's simple. Just subtract that little chunk from your personal total, and you are good to go. And if you still have quests sitting in your journal bookmarked, this number just gives you a simple target to clear in Phase 2 without any stress. The shop and the permanent modes are bringing another big chunk of value this time around. There is one Paimon shop reset that falls right inside this window, which means you get those 5 intertwined fates, which you can convert to 800 Primogems of value. The Imaginarium Theater also resets one time during this back half, and that pays out 1,000 Primogems per cycle. So please do not forget to go in there and clear at least your comfort tiers. Now, Stygian Onslaught already reset back in Phase 1, so there is absolutely nothing new to claim from it right now. We're leaving it out just to keep all the math perfectly honest. The Abyss, however, does flip during the second half, which is another 800 Primogems if you can clear the floors that you usually clear. And just a quick tip for anyone who might be struggling, even if you cannot get a full star clear on that last chamber, always try to secure those earlier star thresholds. The reward scale at each breakpoint and even partial clears will still pay out. Events are where version 6.1 is doing something a little bit unusual. The big main event, that Ruins Exploration Fieldwise Center, actually stretches across both halves of the patch. That is not how it usually works, and I know it confused a lot of players, but it also means that Phase 2 still has a pretty healthy chunk of rewards left to pick up. I am counting 480 Primogems here for just the back half days. Now, if you sprinted through the first stages the moment they opened, you might end up a bit under that number. And if you really took your time, you might end up a bit over it. Just treat this as a middle-of-the-road expectation and adjust it based on your own progress bar. The second event, Dance Dance Dynamic Disco is that classic compact side event, and it lands at 480 Primogems if you finish all the score challenges and the bonus objectives. It's also really quick, so it's just a nice way to top up your savings late in the week. Then, there is also the special program for version 6.2, which happens during this window. Those streams always drop 3 codes, and each one is worth 100 Primogems for a total of 300. The catch is, those codes usually expire in less than a day, so you really have to set a reminder. I always post every single code the second it goes live, and if you've missed a set in the past, this is a great time to subscribe so those updates hit your feed right away and you don't miss out. Most versions also tend to have at least one extra 60 Primogem code that comes through a web event or some kind of social media post. I'm including that in the total because it shows up so regularly now that it's pretty fair to expect it. What we are not getting is an update maintenance payout in this half. Those come back with version 6.2, so please do not wait around for a 600 Primogem mail that is not planned to arrive just yet. A few smaller sources will round out the total. Things like the character trials and a few other small things tend to land around 320 Primogems combined across the half. The trials are always a nice way to get a taste of a unit before you decide to pull, and they basically pay for a few wishes on their own. Just remember to claim them in the event tab. So let's put all of that together. The free-to-play total for Phase 2 comes to 5,740 Primogems, which works out to roughly 36 wishes. If you have the Welkin active, you can add 1,890 Primogems to that, bringing your grand total to 7,630, or about 48 wishes. That is honestly a serious push for just a half patch, especially when you consider that the main event was split and Stygian Onslaught already paid out earlier. Now, if you want a simple plan to claim everything without getting totally burned out, here is a rhythm that really works. Do your commissions first thing in the morning. After that, just aim for one event stage or one story segment per day, nothing more. Save the Imaginarium Theater for a single focus session on a weekend when you know you can spare about an hour. The Abyss is almost always best done in 2 sittings. This lets you cool down and come back with a fresh mindset. You'd be surprised how often small rotation changes can turn what was a 2-star clear into a 3-star clear, just because you're not tilted. And finally, keep an eye on those in-game notices for the special program time and make sure you set an alarm for those codes. Now let's talk about the banners, because those numbers only matter when you know where you actually want to spend them. Zhongli and Arlecchino are 2 very different pulls in the current environment. Zhongli is still the king of shields when it comes to just raw protection. His pillar and his burst just bring so much comfort. His resistance shred is a little bit of free damage for the team, and in the open world, he makes everything feel rock solid. But the honest part is that the meta around him has moved. We have more shielders in the game than ever before, and several of them actually bring stronger team buffs on top of their protection. Now, that does not make Zhongli bad. It just means he is no longer the default answer in those high-end teams. If your account is new, or if you just really dislike being interrupted, or if you simply love his playstyle, he is still a solid quality-of-life pull. But if you already own other modern shielders, or if you're someone who chases the fastest clears, he's definitely more of a comfort option than a pure power pick today. Arlecchino sits on the complete other side of that scale. She remains one of the strongest pyro damage dealers in the game, and I personally still place her in the top tier. Her gameplay loop is simple and it's incredibly satisfying. You set up your supports, you cash in the mark, and you just drive with confident normal attacks while your supports do their work off-field. The numbers are still there, and her team options are very flexible, from vaporize and melt cores to straight-up mono pyro shells. Yes, Mavwika does edge her out on some of those peak benchmarks. And yes, future releases from Nodcry, like maybe Alice if she truly becomes playable, might push that ceiling even higher. But that is just normal power curve growth in a live game. It does not erase how well Arlecchino performs right now. If you want a carry who feels good to pilot and one who opens up multiple team lanes using common supports, she is a great use of your saved wishes. So now I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments who you are aiming for and why. Are you going for that pure comfort with Zhongli, or are you going for raw damage with Arlecchino? Or are you just saving everything for the next banner cycle? I really do try to read everything, and hearing your plans helps me shape the next guides. And if this breakdown helped you map out this last stretch, do me a favor and drop a like, and be sure to subscribe so you never miss those Primo gem codes or the next savings breakdown. Good luck on your polls, everyone! Spend smart, and I will see you in the next one.